If we don't push back on how Visa and MasterCard have pressured online gaming platforms, we will have given them the green light on gatekeeping more and more content. So 2 online gaming platforms, Steam and itch.io, have given into pressure from their payment processors, MasterCard and Visa, and removed content flagged by a conservative advocacy group as inappropriate. Creators use itch.io to sell games, books, art, and other media, but the site has de-indexed all content with the NSFW, not safe for work tag, meaning works with that tag will no longer turn up in itch.io searches, effectively making it impossible to discover or purchase them. And Steam has similarly removed a swath of games from its platform after implementing stricter policies related to adult content. It's giving financial censorship. Also, flagging content as adult is often applied broadly to LGBTQ content. If we don't stop this, payment processors will gatekeep more and more content, stopping communities from connecting, sharing information, and creating online. There is building outrage over the situation, and MasterCard and Visa are trying to distance themselves from it. If we keep up the pressure, they will likely back off. Also, this is clearly a First Amendment and free speech issue, and Congress should intervene to gather information about everything that's going on here, and to protect people's rights to create, promote, and access online content. Check the link in our bio to sign our petition on this issue. We'll also send it to your lawmakers and ask them to investigate this matter and help stop financial censorship. In other news, as you probably already know, Meta rolled out its Instagram map on August 6th, allowing users to stay up to date with friends by letting them share their last active location. Yeah, this has sparked some privacy concerns. And last weekend, US Senators Blackburn and Richard Blumenthal sent a letter to Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg over this new geolocation feature, urging Meta to prioritize underage users' safety, which the lawmakers argue is at risk as this feature could expose kids' locations to dangerous individuals online, including PDFs and traffickers. We have publicly disagreed with these senators about their approach to kids' online safety, particularly with KOSA, the Kids Online Safety Act, but we actually do agree with the senators on this one. Meta said in a blog post that the feature's location sharing is off unless you opt in, and that users can customize their map experience to specific friends and places. The letter from Blumenthal and Blackburn cited a USA Today report highlighting users who reported their map locations as automatically shared. The lawmakers also pointed out how children often accept follow requests from individuals that they do not know personally. The thing is, Meta has repeatedly shown that it always fails to protect our information. Allowing the geolocation of minors is yet another example, and we urge Meta to get rid of this. At the very least, fix the default to ensure this information isn't shared automatically, but rather every user has to opt in. Last up, on Monday, August 11th, we at Fight for the Future received an email from the U.S. General Services Administration saying that on Friday, August 15th, the post method will no longer be allowed. This is the API process that we use to submit comments on federal dockets for agencies like the FTC, the CFPB, OMB, etc. The FCC uses a different API that would not be included in this situation, but it is likely that they will end up disabling that API in the near future too. Why does this matter? Well, unsurprisingly, it's just another layer of the Trump administration's strategy to circumvent democratic processes, weaken federal agencies. This action will make it even harder for everyday people and civil society to participate in government processes by stopping work on existing rulemaking and enforcement efforts and repealing rules without going to notice and comment. We've already seen this play out with the CFPB. Fight for the Future has worked to ensure that people can participate in government processes and have their voices heard. The regulations.gov user interface is very difficult for the average person to navigate. And we found that setting up simpler action pages is critical. We know these processes feel unfruitful or bureaucratic, but there are cases where enough people and comments break through to create change, like with net neutrality regulations. And at times, decision makers will use the fact that organizers didn't engage in existing processes as a reason to dismiss concerns. And as a group that has helped submit the most comments to the agency docket ever, with more than 4 million comments to the FCC in 2014, and then more than 1.6 million comments in a single day in 2017, we know the impact that these processes can have. We're getting up to push back on this, and we will keep you posted. As usual, if you're fired up about these issues and you want to channel your internet outrage into real political power, click the link in our bio, follow us to learn more, and we'll see you later. Have a good week.